Okay, it's Grumpy. What you're about to see is a Coffee with Grumpy Minute I did in my truck just a minute ago. Upon reviewing the video, I mentioned that I have the Lions at 12-6. I mistakenly said that, but I meant to say I have them finishing the season at 12-5. So I just want to let you know. Enjoy the Coffee with Grumpy Minute. Hey, it's Grumpy with this Coffee with Grumpy Minute. I usually don't like to do the videos in the truck, and then I always wonder why people do the videos in their vehicles too. But the acoustics are pretty good inside this thing. So we're gonna do this Coffee with Grumpy Minute because I need to walk some of my diehard Lions fans and some of the Fairweather fans back off the ledge, because the loss yesterday is not the end of the world. Okay, and I'll bring up a few things coming into this game that some people may know, some people may not know. Yeah, and I don't live in Michigan, so I don't listen to the sports radio and that kind of stuff, so I might not know all the other things that other people are talking about when it comes to the Lions, but I know what I see and what I read on the internet, on the interwebs. Okay, the Lions played 3 games in the last 11 days, and they weren't pretty games. The Bears game was not a pretty game. It was pretty ugly, but we ended up with the win. The Chargers game was a close one, but we still ended up with a win. The Packers one, that was ugly. It was ugly. But we ended up not winning. Now, there's some that say that their turkey dinner on Thursday tasted like crap. Mine didn't. Mine did not. So let's go back to the game. The Packers only scored 6 points in the second half. We were just unable to get something going and come back from being down by 2 scores. That's what it boiled down to. I mean, we did come back with seconds left, but it just didn't work. The onside kick, and I was going to mention it when I did the video with Josh, and that's when I had my little brain fart thing, and I couldn't remember what I was talking about. I didn't know they changed the rules for an onside kick, so they seem like they're harder to come by now. There was a lot of double teaming and holding on Hutchinson, who's our pass rush guy. Okay, maybe somebody needs to mention to the refs before the game to watch that crap, because it happened a lot. When I was watching the game, it happened a lot, and I'm not using that as an excuse, but somebody maybe needs to mention that to the refs to be looking out for that. Okay, Fairweather fans, am I Lion faithful? Okay, some of y'all don't know how to act because you've never been here before. Okay, we're 8-3 with 6 games left. Ask yourself this: did you expect the Lions to be 8-2 going into Thanksgiving? Did you? Because I didn't. Josh is a big believer in these guys, and when they lose, he gets his heart broken and he's disappointed. But it was just one game. It was just one game. We're 8-3. We have 6 games left. Okay? I still have them winning the division and ended up with a record of 12-6. Okay, so that means there's 2 more games that they could lose. And from what I've seen from this season, when they get beat, they come back. So let's review a little bit. The first game of the season, they played the Super Bowl champions. They won that game. That one was, for me, either a loss or we need to steal this one. And we won it. Okay? Then we go and we play the Seahawks. That game should have been a win. But the coach decided that he was going to go for the overtime. So we went for the overtime. Kicked the ball, went overtime. They won the toss. Seahawks won that freaking game. Then, after the Seahawks lost, the Lions went on a 4-game winning streak. When was the last time the Lions won 4 games in a row? Tell me, when? I can't remember when. Okay? Then they went into Baltimore and got their asses handed to them. And then the next week they play and they win 3 in a row. Okay? And this is why I'm optimistic. So the last 2 games, Chargers, Bears, were not that pretty. The Bears was definitely not pretty. That one was ugly. And we get beat by our division rival on Thanksgiving. Okay? Think about what I just told you. We got beat on Thanksgiving. Do they have 3 in a row left in them? 4 in a row left in them? Ask yourself that. It's possible. I watched the Cowboys put a 40-burger up on Washington. They played Washington, a division rival. Did you expect Washington to win that game? Because I didn't. And if you look at the games that the Cowboys have won, all the teams are not, they don't have a winning record. So that one I have down as a loss. But we could go into Arlington and surprise some folks. Okay. I have finally decided to come up with a name for the Coffee with Grumpy show that Josh and I do after each game. And we're going to call it Fifth Quarter Roar. The fifth quarter, I don't want to use because it's the name of a movie. And there's a restaurant that's called The Fifth Quarter, and they use 5THQTR. And I don't want to use that because I don't need somebody saying I'm using their copyright or trademark or whatever. So we're gonna call ours Fifth Quarter Roar instead of Coffee with Grumpy Football Edition or football or Coffee with Grumpy and whatever teams are playing the Lions. So we're gonna call it Fifth Quarter Roar. Okay, now with me saying all that, let's close out this Thanksgiving Day game. Let's not talk about this anymore. Let's compartmentalize this. Let's put it in our little box. Shut that box, lock that box, and put the box up on the shelf. And let's get ready to go into New Orleans and win a game in New Orleans. Okay? And with all that being said, let's go. Go Lions. I'll talk to you all later.